The film begins in the United States, where a father named Cooper and his daughter, Riley, arrive at a concert for a famous singer. As a caring father, Cooper accompanies Riley to the concert, even though he doesn't enjoy large crowds. While waiting in line, Cooper notices the concert is heavily guarded by numerous police officers. Choosing to focus on his daughter, who is thrilled to be there, he tries to ignore the security presence. When they finally reach their seats, Cooper observes several guards, mostly police officers, apprehending a man who appears suspicious. The singer, Lady Raven, is a teenage idol Riley admires deeply. Riley is overjoyed to see her icon live, and Cooper is happy to see his daughter's excitement. During the opening song, Cooper excuses himself to use the restroom and tells Riley to stay in her seat. In the restroom, Cooper checks his phone to view a live feed from a CCTV camera, showing a young man held captive in a basement. It's revealed that Cooper is, in fact, a wanted serial killer currently on the run. As Cooper washes his hands, he sees an old woman standing nearby, a vision of his late mother. Heading back to the concert, he encounters Susan, the mother of Riley's school friend. There had been some tension between them previously, but they had since reconciled. Susan's chatty personality makes Cooper uncomfortable. At the same time, the FBI, along with the police, is involved in security at the concert. Back in the concert hall, Cooper observes the guards continuing to inspect individuals they consider suspicious. During Lady Raven's intermission, Cooper and Riley step out to buy some merchandise, like t-shirts at the nearby stalls. Riley is disappointed when the t-shirt she wants is sold out, but Cooper encourages her to be patient. Moved by Cooper's kindness toward his daughter, Jamie, one of the stall attendants, offers to check the warehouse for any remaining shirts and promises to save one for Riley. Realizing Jamie is a kind-hearted person he can manipulate, Cooper seizes the opportunity to ask why there are so many police officers at the concert. Jamie reveals that the concert is a trap to catch a wanted serial killer, none other than Cooper himself. Aware of the trap, Cooper begins to strategize and escape. He pushes a drunken woman to distract two guards, but another guard quickly takes their place, forcing Cooper back into the concert. Just then, Lady Raven is about to perform a duet with another singer who enters from an underground lift. Cooper considers using the lift as an escape route, but Riley objects, saying it's not allowed. Puzzled by her father's sudden odd behavior, Riley questions him. Cooper explains it away, claiming he's just excited about the concert. Unable to simply wait for the police to catch him, Cooper excuses himself again, saying he's going to pick up the t-shirt Jamie promised. When he meets him, Jamie leads Cooper to the storage room, using a key card for access. As Jamie struggles to lift a box, Cooper steps in to help, using the opportunity to swipe his ID card. Impressed by Cooper's strength, Jamie asks about his job, and Cooper explains that he's a firefighter, used to heavy lifting. During this time, Jamie shares a story about the Butcher, the nickname for a serial killer. Apparently, Cooper had once dismembered his victims gruesomely and discarded them in the sewers. Jamie even claims to have a picture of the crime scene, describing it as truly horrifying. Unaware that the very Butcher stands beside him, Jamie divulges a secret. All staff at the concert had been briefed by a female FBI agent leading the operation to catch the killer. Each staff member was given a code for free movement around the venue. Trusting Cooper too easily, Jamie reveals his code, Hamilton, suspecting nothing about his true identity. Later, with Jamie's ID card in hand, Cooper heads into a room, hoping to find an exit. Instead, he stumbles upon a SWAT team in the middle of a briefing. Thinking quickly, Cooper pretends to check coffee supplies, using Jamie's ID card to pass through the SWAT team unnoticed. On his way out, Cooper manages to steal a walkie-talkie from a nearby bag, enabling him to listen in on all team communications at the concert. Cooper then inserts the walkie-talkie earpiece to monitor every move and plan the teams have in place. At the same time, the female FBI agent leading the operation proves to be sharp, instructing her team that their target wouldn't panic, but would calmly seek an escape route, a prediction Cooper is unwittingly fulfilling. As time slips away, Cooper makes another excuse, saying he left his ATM card behind. However, his attempt to create chaos fails again when the FBI agent announces over the walkie-talkie that the target might try to cause a panic by triggering a fire alarm, stopping Cooper from doing just that. Undeterred, Cooper devises another plan, causing a small explosion by dropping an oil bottle into a pot of hot oil. Disguised in a chef's apron, he heads toward the building's rooftop parking area. There, two guards stop him. But, as a manipulative psychopath, Cooper remains calm, feigning fear from the kitchen incident. He confidently shares Jamie's code and shows the stolen ID card tucked in his apron, leading the guards to let him pass without suspicion. Before leaving, Cooper, intrigued by the woman's voice on the walkie-talkie, asks the guards about the person leading the morning's briefing. The guards explain she is a profiler, a criminal expert tasked with identifying serious offenders. This profiler has extensive knowledge of criminal psychology and can understand the mindset of someone like Cooper, having successfully captured about 10 criminals who committed crimes just like his. Shortly after, Cooper once again sees a vision of his mother, though the connection to his current situation remains unclear. Returning to his seat to watch Lady Raven's final song, Riley excitedly tells him about Lady Raven's tradition of inviting one lucky fan on stage and backstage for a photo. Hearing the words backstage, Cooper instantly formulates a plan to ensure Riley is chosen as the lucky fan. Using his manipulative instincts, he quickly finds a concert organizer. Cooper then pretends to bump into the organizer, making small talk and then spinning a story about Riley recently recovering from leukemia. Moved by the touching story, the organizer immediately chooses Riley as the fan to join Lady Raven on stage. After the concert, Riley and Cooper head backstage, catching a glimpse of Lady Raven's genuine kindness as she helps a crew member who has fallen. Cooper sees this empathy as both an opportunity and a potential weakness to exploit. Once backstage, Cooper whispers to Lady Raven, asking to speak privately under the pretense of discussing Riley's health condition. In a private room, Cooper reveals the truth. He is the very serial killer, the butcher, they are all hunting. As Lady Raven looks on in disbelief, Cooper points to a victim held captive in a basement, threatening to release a deadly poison remotely via his phone if she doesn't comply. At that moment, he demands only one thing. Lady Raven must help him and Riley leave in her private limousine without any security checks. Shortly after, Cooper successfully walks out of the venue unchallenged, riding in Lady Raven's limo. At the same time, the profiler is left disappointed, realizing her strategy failed to capture him. When they stop at a red light, Cooper asks to get out. Lady Raven, brave and clever, suddenly suggests visiting Riley's home. With Riley pleading with excitement, Cooper reluctantly agrees. Upon arrival, Lady Raven is warmly welcomed by Riley's mother and younger brother, and is even invited inside. Cooper quickly warns her not to try anything if she wants to keep the victim alive. As they chat, Lady Raven begins playing the piano, and Cooper suggests Riley join her in a duet, recording it on his phone. Suddenly, Lady Raven snatches the phone and locks herself in the bathroom. Because of this, Cooper bangs on the door, demanding his phone back, frightening his wife and children. To keep them safe, Cooper leads them upstairs, locking them in a room. Since he hadn't locked his phone, Lady Raven quickly accesses the CCTV feed and questions the captive about the location's details. The victim describes being in a basement with a blue door and a broken lion statue nearby, though the exact place remains unknown. Using her massive following, Lady Raven goes live on a social media platform, asking her fans for help. Among the countless fans watching, one provides a clue about the location fitting the description. Knowing this, Lady Raven urges them to contact the police and help free the victim held behind the blue door. Eventually, Cooper breaks into the bathroom, only to discover that the victim has already been rescued. Realizing his cover is blown, Cooper drags Lady Raven into his wife's car in the garage, intending to take her to a hidden location. Before they leave, Cooper and Lady Raven have a brief conversation about the reason behind his ruthless nature. It turns out that as a child, Cooper was often punished and suffered extreme abuse from his mother, leaving scars that unknowingly turned him into a monster. Venting his anger by kidnapping and killing random people. Unwilling to discuss his past any further, Cooper opens the garage door, only to see his wife and 2 children outside after they manage to escape through a bedroom window. Cooper's escape plan abruptly ends when the police arrive. With no other option, Cooper closes the garage and decides to hide inside the house. But Cooper isn't one to give up easily. He had prepared a secret tunnel long ago, anticipating situations like this. By the time the police enter, Cooper has already escaped through the tunnel, emerging at a neighbor's house. Meanwhile, Lady Raven is escorted to a safe place in her limousine. However, Cooper manages to incapacitate a SWAT officer, disguises himself as the limo driver, and handcuffs Lady Raven to the door, intending to take her to a secluded location far from the city. When they get stuck in traffic, Lady Raven cleverly uses her fame by rolling down the window, drawing a crowd of fans. During this time, she manages to break the metal rod linking her to the handcuffs and escapes into the gathering crowd. Soon, the profiler and the police team arrive, ordering the crowd to move back and shooting out the limo's tires to prevent Cooper from fleeing. But as they search the vehicle, Cooper is nowhere to be found. He has already slipped away, blending into the crowd. At the same time, the victim has been safely rescued and embraces Lady Raven, thanking her for saving his life. At Cooper's house, the profiler advises his wife to move to a safe location temporarily. However, she refuses to leave her home and decides to stay, with police stationed outside for protection. Shortly after the profiler departs, Cooper's wife watches a released video of the victim's abduction, realizing she has been living with a merciless serial killer all along. Not long after, Cooper returns home, confronting his wife about why she betrayed him. It turns out that she was the mastermind behind the concert trap. No matter how meticulously Cooper hid his activities, he couldn't prevent human error. Apparently, his wife had noticed his odd behavior for a long time, recalling once when she saw him convincingly lie to a neighbor, which only deepened her suspicions. Using another name, she sent messages to the police describing Cooper, including his concert plans with Riley, to confirm her suspicions. Ultimately, Cooper decides to punish his wife for her betrayal. Removing his shirt and wielding a kitchen knife, he approaches her. At that moment, she tries to delay him by suggesting they share one last piece of cake, made by Riley. Unable to refuse a cake from his beloved daughter, Cooper agrees. The cake, however, is laced with a high dose of sedatives, causing Cooper to hallucinate once more, seeing his late mother standing at the doorway. Eventually, the police break in, quickly subduing him. It turns out that this was all part of a larger plan by the profiler, who collaborated with Cooper's wife to capture him. Realizing he's defeated, Cooper surrenders and is taken to prison. But before leaving, he requests a moment to fix Riley's fallen bicycle. Moments later, Riley appears, embracing her father for the last time. Unbeknownst to anyone, one of the bicycle spokes is missing. Cooper had secretly taken it to unlock his handcuffs, hinting that the brutality has only just begun. Moral lesson from the story: never trust a guy who insists on just fixing the bike. He might be planning his next big escape. And remember, if your dad suddenly gets way too excited about concerts, check his hobbies. They might not be what you think.